Good morning, dear students. Welcome back again with the third lesson of Science 1 9 Standard Current Electricity. In this, already we have done some part of it. The further part we'll do it today. We'll start with Ohm's law. So what is Ohm's law? If the physical state of the conductor remains constant, the current I flowing through it is directly proportional to the potential difference between the two ends. That is, I is directly proportional to V. Therefore, I equals to kV. When we remove the proportionality sign, we have to put one constant letter. So here constant is k. So therefore, I into R equals to V. Hence, V equals to IR, or R equals to V upon I. This is known as Ohm's law. The SI unit of resistance is Ohm, and it can be written as 1 upon volt upon 1 upon ampere equals to 1 Ohm. Now, resistance and resistivity of the conductor. Now, what is it? The two factors which are affecting the resistance. So, among them, one of the factor is resistivity. Let's see how to find out that. A large number of free electrons in a conductor are there. That everyone knows it. They are constantly in random motion. When potential difference is applied between the two ends of the conductor, these electrons start moving from one end of the lower potential to the other end at the higher potential. So electrons are moving from lower potential to the higher potential, as a result of which they collide with each other. The direction of the motion of the electron causes the flow of electrons. The moving electrons strike the atoms and ions which lie along the path. Such collisions are hindrances to the flow of electrons and oppose the current. This hindrance is called resistance. I hope the meaning of resistance is very clear. Simple meaning of resistance is obstruction in the flow of electrons. If any of the thing opposes the flow of electrons, that is called as resistance. Resistivity. The resistance of the conductor depends upon the length and the area of cross section and the material of which it is made up of. It will depend upon the length of the wire, area of cross section, that is thickness, and the material of which it is made up of. Either it is made up of copper, iron, cobalt, nickel, etc. So here resistance is directly proportional to the length of the conductor. Resistance is inversely proportional to the area of cross section. Together, if we combine, we can write it as resistance is directly proportional to the length of the conductor and inversely proportional to the area of cross section. Whenever we remove the proportionality sign, we put one constant letter. Here, constant letter is rho, RHO. So R equals to rho L upon A, where rho is the constant of proportionality and is called as resistivity of the material, and its unit is Ohm meter. Resistivity is a specific property of a material, and different material have different resistivity. So since their density is different, the material is different, and therefore resistivity is also different. The flow of electrons is also different in each and every material. Electric current, the continuous path of electric current through conducting wires connected to the ends of the cell and the other resistance is called as electric circuit. So by mistake it is written as electric current. It is electric circuit. So once again, the continuous path of the electric current through conducting wires connected to the end of the cell and other resistance is called as electric circuit. Resistance in series. When resistors are connected one after another in such a way that same current is passing across each resistor, this arrangement of resistance is called as resistance in series. This will be explained with the help of the diagram. Now three resistors, consider three resistors R1, R2, R3. They are connected in series in the circuit. let the voltages be V1, V2, V3 respectively. So V equals to V1 plus V2 plus V3. Let RSS for series is the effective total resistance between C and D. According to Ohm's law we are knowing it. V equals to IR. So here Vs equals to IRS. V1 equals to IR1, V2 equals to IR2, V3 equals to IR3. Substituting the values in the equation 1, we get here what do we get here as IRS equals to IR1 plus IR2 plus IR3. Everywhere I is common, divide each term by I, we get RS equals to R1 plus R2 plus R3. If N is the number of the resistance connected in series, then the RS will be Rn, it should be Rn equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. Sorry, it is RS. RS equals to R1 plus R2 plus R3 till Rn, till N number of resistance. This is how the diagram is. See, R1, R2, R3, they are connected one after another in such a way that same current is passing across each resistance and potential difference is applied parallel to each one of them. This is cell through which the electric current is being for EMF or electromotive force or potential difference, with the help of which the charge is moving from one end of the terminal to the other end of the terminal. This is a key with the help of which we allow or disallow the pass of the current. The emitter is that device which helps to identify how much amount of current is passing through the conductor. And V is a voltmeter, is a device which helps us to find out the potential difference across each resistor. Now the characteristics of the resistance in series. What are the advantages or characteristics of resistance in series when they are arranged in series? First characteristics, the same current flows through each resistor. Second, the effective resistance is equal to the sum of the individual resistors, that is RS equals to R1 plus R2 plus R3 and so on. If the potential difference between the two extreme of the arrangement is equal to the sum of the potential difference in the individual resistors. The effective resistance is larger than each of the individual resistance. The effective means total resistance, that is RS is always greater than R1, RS will be greater than R2, RS will be greater than R3. Means effective resistance is greater than the individual resistance. This arrangement is used to increase the resistance in circuit. So one more arrangement is that is resistance in parallel, which we'll discuss it later on. So this resistance in series will help us to increase the resistance in the circuit. Means it will help to increase the resistance, means decrease the current. Increase the resistance implies decrease the current. So if you want to reduce the current, the arrangement should be resistance in series. If you want to increase the current, arrangement should be in parallel. So regarding the circuit in parallel, we'll discuss it later on. That's all for today. Have a great day.